Welcome to It's the Groove, the podcast that takes you under the wrapper to uncover the hidden connections in the music we love. I'm Dave, and as always, I'm joined by the 80s music muse herself, Kelly. How are you today, Kelly?
I'm doing great. Excited for this episode.
Are you shoveling out your walkway and your driveway and all that?
We don't have any snow.
You should have been in Chicago. I think they got about a foot.
Yes. Well, for once, I'm glad I'm not home.
There you go. All right. Well, we're also joined today by a friend of the program, Shari. Welcome to It's the Groove, Shari.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I think Kelly's going to give a little introduction to you. So, Kelly, you've got the floor.
Shari was born and raised in Chicago. She started out studying philosophy and psychology at Yale, but her creative spirit led her to Hollywood. Since moving to Los Angeles, she's built an amazing career in animation and visual effects, working with legends like Tim Burton and studios including Disney, Netflix, and Warner Brothers Discovery. She's a talented photographer and writer who blends light, color, and motion into storytelling. And as a co-executive director of ACE Los Angeles, Shari's been a strong voice for asexual representation in media, even consulting on BoJack Horseman and Big Mouth. A Television Academy member and Producers Guild Fellow, she's currently developing her own animated comedies while continuing to produce acclaimed projects like Iyanu
That one.
for Lion Forge Entertainment. She's developing animated television comedies for adults, including Fangirl and Armadillos, both which placed in Cinestory, TV Retreat, and Fellowship competition. I've known Shari since the mid-'80s, back when we were the Southside Duranis, and I couldn't be more thrilled to have her here on the show today. Welcome to the podcast, Shari.
Thank you. Thank you. What an introduction. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I was thinking as we reviewed that, your background, Shari, I think you may be the most credentialed and accomplished guest that we've had on the program. So welcome. Okay. As you can tell by our garb, the topic for today's session is we're rewinding back to 1988, the year of bold experimentation and shoulder pads. At the heart of it all, Big Thing, the fifth studio album from the ever-evolving chameleons of pop, Duran Duran. Coming off the heels of Notorious, Big Thing marked a pivotal moment for the band. With the original Fab Five now down to three core members, Simon Le Bon, Nick Rhodes, and John Taylor, Duran Duran found themselves at a creative crossroads. The result? A daring pivot into synth pop, house, and experimental rock that both challenged expectations and hinted at the sonic shifts to come during the decade of the 90s. In this episode, we'll unpack the album's standout tracks like I Don't Want Your Love and All She Wants Is, explore the musical currents that shaped its sound, and trace how Big Thing became a bridge between the band's glossy MTV era heyday and their more introspective, genre-blending future. So cue up your Walkman, crank the volume, and join us as we rediscover the pulse of Big Thing, an album that dared to ask, what happens when pop idols go underground? So why don't we begin by talking a little bit about the Big Thing tour? So Shari, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so I only saw one concert during the tour. It was during the Big Live Thing tour that they did. I was at Yale at the time, so I went to see them in New York. And the way that we got into the Roseland concert was by buying the album at Sam Goody, and then we got a golden ticket to go to the concert.
Helpful.
Yeah. The funny thing though is I had to play hooky from music class.
Oh no, naughty, naughty, naughty.
Twice. First, I had to play hooky to get the album,
Mhm.
to go to New York to get the album, and then I had to play hooky again to get in line for the concert. So, yeah, and going to a music concert was not a good excuse for missing music class. Yeah, my teacher was not very happy with me.
Yeah.
I hope you managed to pass the course.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
What about you, Kelly? What was your
I
experience?
don't
with the
remember
tour?
much about the club tour show in Chicago except that they were late, as they usually were back then, and it was at Metro. And I remember being so smushed because it was like thousands of people in that tiny space. My insides were being crushed. Even though they were late, we sang Happy Birthday to Simon. And I do remember going to Punkin' Donuts after the show. So if you're from Chicago and you remember Punkin' Donuts, let me know. I did a Google search on the tour, and they did a Halloween show in Toronto. So
Oh.
I think they should do that again. So I can finally get to a Halloween show.
What you were saying about it being smushed, that sounds like it was a common theme
Yeah.
with that tour, because at Roseland, I was told that there was only capacity for about 1,000 people, and they gave away 2,000
Mm-hmm.
tickets. So
Mm-hmm.
at one point, I was lifted off my feet.
That must be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was. It was. And I remember a woman who was up in front row who walked to the back because she was
Yeah.
just getting
Yeah.
crushed, and she just said it wasn't worth it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the reason why I only saw one concert on that tour. I was just
Yeah. So
yeah.
I did go back. I went 3 times, 3 more times, and it was in Chicago, somewhere in Indiana, and Milwaukee. And I remember
Wow.
not liking the backup singers. Yeah, well, I think they were called
I don't think
Were
anybody
Melanie
they
did.
and Jackie.
Yes.
Yes.
were they flirting with the bass player or something?
They were just too handsy, too touchy feely. They're too touchy feely with my boys. No. Yeah, BJ and
Yep.
Charmaine, where were they? They were great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone told me they even got booed in New York.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
never boo the backup singers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We have a few more stories from the road, uh, with you two, actually having some close encounters with the band.
We have some stories and
Oh,
we'll share them later.
okay, so Sherry, why don't you tell us a little bit about the album in general?
So, Big Thing immediately became my favorite Duran album, and it still is to this day. And I couldn't put my finger on what it was that I related to so much with the album until I spoke with a friend, a Duranie who's no longer with us, named Yvette. I call her the late great Yvette, and she said, "Big Thing is a soundtrack." And that just blew my mind. And nowadays, the way I articulate it is, of course, back then we got albums in vinyl and cassette. And so I always think of albums as sides. And side one to me is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And side two is love, death, and grief. And
Wow.
I feel like the album is a journey more so than any of their other albums, and I feel like it's their most mature album to date.
Okay.
So those are my general thoughts. I just for a while, whenever I would go to another city, I would go to a used record store and I would get a used copy. like a cassette to play in the rental car, and so I had I had several cassettes of the album at one point. I've since pared down my collection, so now I just have the promo copy that came out at the time. That was this one.
Okay.
And it had a cassette, so I still have one, and a CD, and a little button that says Big Thing. Yeah. And then I have the 2010 remaster.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
And then I have the triple pack of 7 inches for Do You Believe in Shame?
Oh,
so
okay.
That's
wow.
So they're among the pieces of my collection that mean the most to me because it is my favorite album.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, cool. We all have stories about that one album that we have, multiple copies of, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into the tracks, and let's start with the first song, Big Thing.
Yeah, so I think it's an audacious beginning to the album, starting with the drum beat and continuing with the sleazy guitar hooks. It's just and Simon once explained the lyrics to Control magazine, saying a lot of people think Big Thing is about penises.
Well, see, I never thought about that.
Just starting off strong. But Big Thing wasn't written like that, he said. It's a song about the record industry, about airplay, about success. And this is our new album, and it's a big thing. Here it comes. We were being flippant. We realize the connection people will make, but it doesn't bother us. Some people will say it goes to show we still haven't grown up. Others will just laugh. And then Simon later said about the lyrics, for me, it's one of the worst lyrics we have ever written. So bad, in fact, that perhaps it justifies all the criticism that has been leveled at us. I very much disagree. Duran had a habit. I don't think they've done it lately, but they had a habit of promoting their latest album by saying the album before it kind of sucked. they did that for a while, and it always really annoyed me because half the time it'd be an album that meant a great deal, to people, and then they denigrate it. But I think in the case of Big Thing, the song, I thought it was meant to be a double entendre. Here's this big thing, buckle up. Do we have your attention? But also sex.
Oh,
okay. That's an interesting concept because I'm sure I know a number of bands, double entendres are,
Steely Dan, yeah.
And yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think that, that's partly intentional, right? Because, think of the people that were buying the albums, teenagers, and, you put a little secret joke and that sort of thing. So I think that's kind of an interesting take. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Kelly, anything about Big Thing?
I think it's an interesting start to the album. It's just like, bam, like in your face type thing. That's what I always thought about it. Okay.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's listen to Big Thing. Okay, next up we have I Don't Want Your Love.
This one was released on September 19th, 1988, as the first single from Big Thing. This was Duran Duran leaning into a new era, sleeker, more electronic, and definitely more dance floor ready. The single for this song is not the same as the album version. The single was remixed by
Hmm.
Shep Pettibone, who basically turned it into a funkier, club friendly track. He swapped out the live drums for programmed beats and added the edge and gave it a whole new, tighter groove. And honestly, I like the single version better. The beginning just hits
Mhm.
harder. It's funkier, it's sharper, and you instantly can tell it was designed to get people moving. Cashbox called it a serviceable single with a funky bass and a percussive counterpoint. And they noted that Simon's vocals sounded a little more relaxed here, less strained than usual. I guess that's a compliment. Now, the music,
I like that funky beat.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
the music video, it was directed by Steve Lowe and produced by the Molotov Brothers. It first aired on September 26, 1988. The band is performing in a wild, over the top courtroom packed with reporters and onlookers. They're literally testifying by singing into witness microphones. Along with the core members, we also have Warren Cucurullo on guitar, playing parts originally done by Chester Kamen, and David Palmer, who used to drum for ABC. Chart wise, this song did really well. It hit number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on the dance chart, and number 6 in Canada and 14 in the UK. Not bad for a band that was reinventing themselves mid decade. What do you think about this one, Sherry?
Absolutely.
I think more about the video when I think of the song, because I just thought that it was an interesting metaphor that they're on trial.
Yeah.
Um, since they always seem to be on trial in the eyes of the quote unquote important music press.
Mhm.
Um, and that quote from Cashbox calling it serviceable was interesting, kind of damning with faint praise. Um, and I think maybe the song title might be a statement to the music press. We don't want, your love anyway, or
We
want
don't
to
need
meet your
it.
love anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have a visceral memory of the song because Record Runner, the record store
Mm-hmm.
in New York, spray painted the "I Don't Want Your Love" logo in front of the record store, and it was there for years. It may still be there, faded out. It was because Record Runner is very
Mm-hmm.
much a record store associated with Duran,
Oh
so I
yeah.
thought that was
I used to
interesting
order
that
all
they
my
chose
stuff from
that.
there, from Record Runner. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, going there was like a pilgrimage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All righty. Well, let's listen to I Don't Want Your Love. Okay, next up we have All She Wants Is.
Okay.
Kelly?
All She Wants Is was released in December 1988. It was the second single from Big Thing. It hit number 9 in the UK, 22 on the US charts and even hit number one on the dance chart. Fun fact, Sterling Campbell and Warren Cucurullo played on it before they officially joined the band. And every remix of this song, all seven of them, was done by Shep Pettibone. My favorite is the Euro House mix. The video, directed by Dean Chamberlain, even won an MTV Video Music Award for Innovation. It's edgy, experimental, totally late 80s Duran. What do you think about All She Wants Is, Sherry?
So it's a very sensual song, right down to the orgasmic cries at the end, and and I think one of the things that always stands out to me with Big Thing is that every song has an arresting intro. That's very different from what you expect from Duran. And the video made an impression on me because of Dean Chamberlain's light painting style. And fun fact, when I was in photography school, I tried to get an internship with him because he had a studio here in LA, but it was not meant to be. But and of course, Dean Chamberlain was the same director for Arcadia's Mystic.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So let's listen to All She Wants Is.
Divine intervention couldn't keep the blood from leaking out. With your pleasure in suspension, not to mention what you're hanging around. If you need leave to heaven, yeah, a place to share in every position. What do you care? What do you dare? What does your heart say now? All she wants is. All she wants is. All she wants is.
Okay, up next we've got Too Late Marlene. And I think we're going to go to you on that one, Cherry.
Yeah, so it's I feel like it's the only introspective song on side one, because it's about heartache, and I love this song. It's the only song, as an aside, that my father liked on the album due to the jazzy feel, because he was a jazz musician. I always wanted a copy of the 12-inch. It was a Brazilian single. To this day, I've only met one person who owns the 12-inch, who got it from Brazil. Yeah, I don't know if I have too much more to add to it, but it's because of its introspective feel, it's kind of an anomaly on side one.
You know, I will agree with your dad on this. That I really like this song too. You know, so this is probably my second favorite.
You like the horn on it, the sax on it?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely one of the songs that's in my wheelhouse for this one. And the more I listen to it, the more I like it, which is, the sign of something you really enjoy. So let's listen to Too Late Marlene.
Walking out of nowhere, and I'll let you in to my imagination. Went for a spin. I see you every night. Been making out since then.
Okay, if that side A was all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, I guess we need the drug part. So let's go with drug. Okay, Sherry, tell us a little bit about this one.
So, according to the Duran Duran wiki, Drug is infamous for causing a massive disagreement between John and the rest of the band. Because John preferred Daniel Abraham's original mix of the song over the final released mix, but was outvoted, causing John to nearly quit the band in protest.
Wow.
And that version, I believe we now have it. We have it on the 2010 remaster. And interestingly, it was the only song I didn't immediately latch onto on Big Thing, and I felt at the time it was a little repetitive. And it was interesting because I have a friend who hates Big Thing but loves drugs. So we were at complete opposites on that. But when it was remastered, I came to appreciate it due to their bringing up the horns. And I'm probably going to butcher his last name, but Patrick Bourgoin and Stan Harrison are credited on the Duran wiki for doing the horns.
I think you got Harrison's name right. We love good saxophone, and we'll put in a little plug for the not one but two episodes that we've done about saxiest songs, and there is a Duran song on that.
Of course.
On those, of course. Yep. So let's listen to Drug.
Before you slide into the wide, there's something I want you to know. In all your stretch of consciousness, you still got a long way to go. And some make you spin, some make you sweat. It's only here for you to choose. And if you try alternative high, then tell me, what have you got to lose now? Take me every morning, take me every night. Take me when you're feeling low, take me when you wanna stay up all night. Up all night. The hit to fit reality. It's just a state of mind. And you admit it's more than just an act that you got to grind. We'll make you spin, we'll make you sweat. All you've got to do is use me. Some like it hot, but I like it wet. So tell me, what have we got to do?
Okay, now we're ready to flip the side, and we're on to side B. So that leads off with "Do You Believe in Shame?" So Sherry, tell us a little bit about this one.
Okay, so as you mentioned, we're flipping sides now. I personally think that side 2 flows better than side 1. It's the more introspective side of the album, and Do You Believe in Shame is the first of the trilogy of songs written in tribute to Simon's childhood friend David Miles, along with Ordinary World and Out of My Mind. Nick was mourning the death of Andy Warhol, and they were all mourning the death of Alex Sadkin. I admit that this song wasn't my favorite on side 2 at first, not because I didn't understand the significance of the song. I mean, you're definitely hit with that immediately, but more because of the droning beat, the droning rhythm. I thought it I thought it sounded like an REM song at the time.
Okay.
But then I saw the video and I fell in love with it. And the video is second only to Serious among Duran videos for me.
Wow.
It's because it's such an emotional video. Probably the only time we've seen Nick sort of peel back a layer of himself in a Duran video. It also possibly borrows a scene from a David Sylvian video called Red Guitar, with the child hopping on the stairs, which endeared it to me even more. And another fun fact, I reenacted the scene where Simon writes the letter on the Roosevelt Island tram. And no, I did not litter. I just,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm with you on that. I wasn't really a big fan of the song until I saw the video. The video did
Mhm.
help.
Hmm.
And I love
Yeah.
the part of Nick paying tribute to Andy Warhol in it. Yeah.
Well, we've already done an episode all about Ordinary World. So if you want to go back and listen to that one, I guess we've got to tee one up in the future now for Out of My Mind. So put that down as
Which is a
a
great song
possible
and also very
future.
underrated. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. We'll come back and do that one later. So let's listen to Do You Believe in Shame?
Do you believe in love? Do you believe in shame? If love can conquer all, then why'd we only feel the pain? I heard you speak my name, heard you sing in the snow, maybe heard you laughing in a line of static on my telephone. So why your eyelids are closed inside a case of frost? Did you have to change all your poets' fire into frozen dust? I try to justify it, to learn from your mistake. But what's the stupid lie that has to make its point with such a pointless waste? Come on.
All right. Now on to Kelly's favorite song, Palomino. Kelly, tell us all about this one.
It's a softly sung, almost hypnotic ballad that feels like it's floating somewhere between a dream and a memory. What's cool about this is that the title never shows up in the lyrics, and even Simon admits
Hmm.
the meaning behind the song is kind of mysterious. Fun fact, before it became Palomino, the song was called Welcome to the Edge. The early version had different lyrics. You can actually hear two rough takes on bootlegs, one acoustic and one electric. The acoustic version barely sounds like the final track. And despite the earlier title, it has nothing to do with The Edge of America. That's a completely separate song that we'll talk about later. Now, lyrically, Palomino is peak Simon Le Bon. There's one line I think might be some of his best writing ever. Awakened beside the scent of burnt sugar on her skin, painting eyes, thick with the color she brings in. On an Ask Katie fan Q&A, someone once asked if this song was mostly written by Simon and Nick, since it has that lush Arcadia style vibe. Simon replied that Palomino was mostly written by John and himself, but
Hmm.
Nick had to contribute to it. He also revealed that the chorus lyric came from a Pablo Picasso quote. During Picasso's blue period, someone asked him, "What do you do when you run out of blue?" And Picasso said,
Hmm.
"Why, I use red instead." Another fan asked what inspired the song, and Simon said, "One of the beautiful girls I've known." What do you think about Palomino?
Um, I agree that it has some of Simon's best lyrics, and even though it's definitely up there in my ranking of songs on Big Thing, even though the song we'll talk about next is actually my favorite song, that being Land, and I. Uh, And the only thing I have to add is that I love Nick's with the horse sounds and the keyboard tinkling. Um, yeah. Again, I don't think I have anything else to add to it other than I adore the song.
Great. Let's listen to Palomino.
Awakened beside the scent of burnt sugar on her skin, painting eyes with the color she brings in, always sure and strong. When the lightning tumbles down, don't you frown, everything will be in time for this evening. If there's secret she has to be party to, every one of them. If there's heaven she gets to the heart, and you wonder why she said, when I run out of blue, help me rise instead. Now I can run to you. Why she said, when I run out of blue, give me red instead. Now let me run.
Okay, now we're on to Sherry's favorite, Land. Sherry, tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, so it instantly became my favorite Duran song of all time, and still is. And I see it as a sad but hopeful song that I interpret to be about a temporary parting with a reminder that the person that it's directed towards, that you are the land to my sea. And I feel like it's one of the most romantic songs ever written. They're among my favorite Simon lyrics. Also, one of my favorite Warren songs, both on acoustic and the electric guitar. And I really wish that Duran would do this song just once in concert. I was so sad that the concert I attended, they literally played every song on the album except this one. And
Oh.
and Nick has said that he wants to play it, but Simon says it's too sleepy.
Okay.
All right. Let's listen to Land. Okay, coming down the home stretch now, let's listen to Edge of America. Sherry, tell us a little bit about this.
So, according to the Duran Wiki, the lyrics describe the band's fall from the charts and subsequent lower key music career as a result. Which I think is interesting because it struck me from the beginning as a subtly political song about America's decay. I think it's beautifully stark. And I always have sort of a somber video playing in my head when I listen to the song. And I I've always appreciated the song for the reference to Chicago, the concrete beach to scrape my hand, which Simon has said is a reference to Chicago. And then, of course, it goes into Lakeshore Driving, and I think that the way Simon sings "Welcome to the Edge" on the high note is a perfect segue because it kind of leaves you in a contemplative mood.
Walk the edge of America, a concrete beach to scrape my head. Inside the subway, stinking fear and shame becomes the violent breath. The vigilantes out on dawn patrol, but now there's nothing left to hide. I'm just a number on the metal fence, which marks the great divide. Sing it. Hey boy, do your dreams a rest. If you're tired of searching, this is where it ends. There's nothing left to lose, nothing to protest. Learn to love your anger now. Anger here is all you possess. Welcome to the edge.
Yeah.
Well, you both are Chicago natives, and you both have seen Duran Duran multiple times. So let's set the record straight once and for all. So Sherry, how many times have you seen them in concert?
It's been at least 40.
Wow. You know,
And
when
the
I
only
first
reason-
met, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
When I first met Kelly, she told me she had seen them 20 times. I think now it's up to 21, right?
Well,
Or
when
is
we
it
first
22?
met, I think it was like 17. Now it is 21. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I thought that was like over the top, and then Jerry doubles it.
Yep.
I know Duranis who have hit triple digits, so
Oh my
I
goodness.
feel like
Wow.
I feel so behind.
Well, we met because Duran would use Chicago as their home base when they would tour the Midwest. So, we were always standing. I know I was standing outside the hotel for like hours waiting to see them. And there were some girls there who actually followed them all around the country. And I'm just like, I didn't understand how that happened because,
Especially as teenagers,
right,
just
right,
having
yeah,
not having the money.
yeah. I mean, it was
Right,
the summer, so I guess we weren't in school, but still.
I had the privilege of meeting them just the year before when they released Notorious. The year before that you're talking about, in '86. So there was a promo party at the Limelight in Chicago. And my father, I mentioned, was a jazz musician. And so he asked someone at Capitol if he could get my friend and me into the promo party.
Yeah.
And so I got to meet Simon, Nick, and John.
Oh my God.
And get a picture with them. And then I beelined over to Nick and I asked him, I gave him I think I gave him some bad poetry or something I'd written in. And I asked for his autograph and he did a doodle for me. And, at the time I thanked him and everything, but at the same time, I was just kind of like on autopilot, just, it was just like, what is happening?
Blown away. Right.
And so the following year, in '87, when they were using Chicago as their base for the Midwestern concerts, the word got around Back then we didn't have internet. It was just, everyone
mouth.
calling each other.
Mhm.
Oh, Duran have been here for almost a week. Did you know that? And no. So, so one of the things is I helped out my father with setting up his bandstands because he was a big band musician. And so I kind of knew the layout of many of the hotels in Chicago. So I knew the layout of the hotel where they were staying. I'm not going to say which one it is in case they still use it. But so there was a point at which they had to switch elevators and go to to get downstairs. So I told a couple of my friends, and we got there just in time for them to switch elevators. And I want to set this record straight on this: we did not jump into the elevator immediately.
That's not what I heard.
And I say that because a friend of ours was sitting in a tea house watching that elevator, and from her perspective, she just saw us as like running over there and just jumping into the elevator. But what had actually happened is we got to the elevator and we kind of gaped at them, and it was their tour manager who said, "Climb in, ladies." And of course we don't need to be told twice, so we jumped in. Right. That's when we jumped in. And so the funny thing is, I didn't say a single word to Nick. I just stared at him the entire time. And one woman who was in the elevator was going to take a picture of Simon, but the elevator had mirrors all around, and he said, "Don't flash that camera at me," in that low, dangerous way that Simon has.
I can hear it in my head how he said that. Yeah.
So it wasn't until we got to the bottom and the elevators opened that all of a sudden I was like, "Oh gosh, I got to say something to Nick." So I was like, "Mr. Rhodes, I just," and I pulled out the drawing that he did, and I said, "You did this beautiful drawing, and I just want to thank you." And he went, "Ow!" like that little squeak that he that he would do. So that was
so cool.
That was my encounter.
So Kelly, I think you had a close encounter of the Duran kind as well, right?
I actually waited outside in 1987 when they were in Chicago, their hotel for about a week. I had to quit a job. I had 2 jobs that summer. I had to quit one because it just got in the way of me standing outside the hotel for hours. So
that doggone job, conflicting with stalking demand, right?
I eventually, after waiting for days, they eventually came down, and I got Nick's autograph. I got John's autograph. I didn't get Simon's, but John accidentally signed Nick's book. I wanted him to sign something else. He signed Nick's book. So I got John's signature and Nick's signature in Interference. And then while I was, waiting for him to give me my pen back, John took it and just started signing other people's autographs. I was like, "Can I have my pen back?" And
the audacity.
I'm so sorry. And he gave it back to me.
And that pen probably kept a very central.
Oh, I didn't wash it. I didn't wash it
right?
for you don't really wash a pen, do you? But yeah, I did keep it for a while. I don't know what happened to it after that, though. Yeah.
Well, John, if you're listening, your number one fan is Kelly. So, and if you want to come on the podcast, we'd love to have you.
We would love to have all of you, every member of Duran Duran. Right. Please come on.
That's right. All right. Any other tour stories?
Oh, there are so many, but we don't have the time.
So let's go Lakeshore Driving, the final track. Shari, why don't you start us off with that?
So it's difficult to discuss what I love about the song. It kind of goes back to saying that talking about music is like dancing about architecture. But I feel like Warren's guitar just soars on this song, and it counterbalances Nick's keyboard parts, which at times are a little playful. And I just think that the interplay between them is perfect. And I just love the abrupt ending to the album, which I know throws some people off, but I liked it better than if it had just faded out.
Yeah. Nick's keyboard parts kind of sounds like you're in traffic to me. I don't know why
Yeah.
it sounds that way, but whenever I hear it, I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
I think of
interesting.
traffic. And I did love listening to that song while I was driving on Lakeshore Drive. It's just the perfect
Hmm.
song for that.
Yes.
What about the lower whacker?
No.
I have to ask about the lower whacker. For those of you not familiar with Chicago, the lower whacker is notorious.
There you
And I
go.
always seem to get yeah, I know. See what I did there? And I always seem to get lost. And of course, the GPS doesn't work because you're underground and
Natives
all
have
that.
gotten lost down there too. Yes, I know I have at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
once. Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, let's listen to Lakeshore Driving. Okay, ladies, any final thoughts? Sherry, we'll start with you.
Yeah, this is a big thing. Is a criminally underrated album. When people ask me about my favorite Duran album, they're always expecting it to be a single or an album that they've heard. But I always tell them to give this a listen. But I warn them that it doesn't sound like any Duran album that they've heard before, and that's a good thing that they really pushed themselves on this one. And I'm hoping this conversation will inspire people to give it another listen or a first listen.
It certainly inspired me because it was one that I kind of skipped over for a
Mm.
while. And, when we started working on this one, I did go back and listen to it. I'm like, oh, this is good stuff. So I'm glad that you suggested this. And I think it fills an interesting gap, like I said, between some of the early kind of, pop stuff and some of their later work that's a little bit more mature and complex. So this does have some interesting components to it. Kelly, what's your final
What
thoughts?
Cherry said.
Well, Sherry, we want to thank you very much for being our guest on It's the Groove.
Thank you.
And do you want to give our listeners any updates on any projects you're working on or how to get a hold of you?
Yeah, well, let's see. I just wrapped up on associate producing Ianu. So I associate produced the seasons 1 and 2. So season 1 is out on HBO Max. Season 2 will be
Okay.
out next year. And so definitely look out for that because it is a fantastic show. It is one of the projects that I just personally am so proud to be a part of. And beyond that, I'm working on my own scripts. As Kelly mentioned, Fangirl. I have another one, Armadillos, and also Furries, which is about furries, and they're all adult animated scripts. And people can reach me through my website, oshari.com, spelled the way I spell it, Shari, but it's a reference to the Steve Perry song because I'm
Yes,
nothing
the
if
Journey.
not an
Yeah,
80s
right.
kid, of course. And if you go to my website, you'll see all of my social media links there.
Awesome. Yeah, great. And by the way, we do love that song, and that makes it easy to remember your website.
Right.
So that's great. Kelly, do you want to close us down with any final thoughts?
And that's going to do it for our chat about Big Thing by Duran Duran. Big thanks to Shari for hanging out with us today. It's always such fun hearing her take on these songs and diving into the stories behind them and reminiscing about our Southside Durandi days. Now, we want to hear from you. What did you think about Big Thing? Any favorite tracks or surprises you forgot about until now? Come find us on our socials, Blue Sky, Twitter X, and yes, we are on Instagram. And let us know. We love hearing your thoughts and memories about these albums. If you like this episode, make sure to follow the show, share it with a friend, and help us spread the groove to more music lovers out there. And hey, don't stop there. Go give Duran Duran's other albums a listen. There's so much more out there in their catalog waiting to be rediscovered. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep listening, keep grooving, and we'll see you next time on It's the Groove.
Remember, it's not the beat, it's the groove. Bye.
Bye.